This is lesson 8.8b, surface area of cones. The objective, which goes in that box at the top of your page, is to learn to find the surface area of cones. Now, in a right cone, a line perpendicular to the base through the tip of the cone passes through the center of the base. The slant height of a pyramid or cone is measured along its lateral surface. Remember, lateral just means the side surface. And the slant height is represented with that symbol that kind of looks like a cursive L. Now the formula for this one is the surface area, which is represented by the capital S still, of the right cone is the base area, capital B, plus the lateral area, capital L. The lateral area is 1/2 the base circumference, 2 pi r, times the slant height L. So remember, that first part, this part right here, is the area of the base, the area of that circle. And then the lateral height, the lateral area, is that pi r slant height.
There's pretty intense damage to the trachea. He was dead before going in the water.
So that lateral height is that second section. Now if we're looking at this example, the surface area of the cone to the nearest tenth using the pi button, sorry that kind of got messed up there, but that pi should be over here. Use the pi button on your calculator. Okay, so we know that our radius right here is 3 and our slant height is given as 6. So if you remember that formula is surface area equals pi times the radius squared, which is 3 squared, plus pi times that radius times the slant height, which is 6. Now, I wouldn't round anything. It's a lot easier if you just put all of this in the calculator at the same time. Just hit pi 3 squared plus pi times 3 times 6. When you do, you're going to get 84.8 centimeters squared. Go ahead and try this next one on your own, remembering to use that pi button. But if you notice, you got a radius of 7 feet and a lateral height of 18. Try this one on your own. Pause the video. If you did your math correctly, you should have gotten the surface area to be 549.8 feet squared. So let's look at this next one. The upper portion of an hourglass is approximately an inverted cone with the given dimensions. What is the lateral surface area of the upper portion of the hourglass? Remember, our lateral is going to be that second part of the equation. So for our lateral, it's just pi times the radius times the slant height. Well, in this case, again, remember, our slant height's not given. The height of this triangle here is. So the first thing I'm going to have to do before I can even start trying to find that lateral area is to find what's the length of this lateral height. So to do that, I'm going to have to use the Pythagorean theorem. Again, this side is going to be our C. It's going to be our hypotenuse to find the lateral height. So you're going to have 10 squared plus 24 squared is equal to my lateral height squared, which is going to be 676 equals my lateral height squared. And the last step of Pythagorean theorem is to do the opposite of squaring, which is to take the square root. The square root of 676 is 26. So my lateral height I just found is 26. And I've been given my radius, which is 10. So now I have everything I need to find this lateral area. The lateral area is pi times my radius, which is 10, times my lateral height, which is 26. Put all that together in your calculator and you will end up with 816.8 And that's millimeters squared. Now let's try another problem kind of like that. We have a large road construction cone. It's almost a full cone. With the given dimensions, what is the lateral surface area of the cone? Remember, pay attention to what you're getting again. You're asked to find the lateral surface area, which the lateral surface area is going to be pi r times the lateral height. But again, our lateral height is not given, so we've got to find it. Guess what we're going to use? The Pythagorean theorem again. And this is our right angle right here, so yes, again, we are finding the C part. So you're going to have 9 squared plus 12 squared is going to equal that lateral height squared. 9 squared plus 12 squared is going to be 225 equals that lateral height squared. The final step is to take the square root of both sides. Square root of 225 is 15, so my lateral height is 15. My radius is given to me as 9, so now I have the numbers I need to plug in to find my lateral area. The lateral surface area is pi times my radius, which is 9, times my lateral height, which is 15. Put all that together in the calculator, and you're going to end up with a lateral area of 424.1 inches squared. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and try this one on your own. Find the surface area of the cone to the nearest tenth using the pi button on your calculator. So if you notice, your radius is this one will have a radius of 4, a lateral area of 10. Use that formula, S equals pi r squared plus pi rl, and find the surface area. Pause the video and try that one on your own. If you did it correctly, you should have found that the surface area would have been 175.9 inches squared. Okay, you're going to do this last one on your own, and make sure you bring it up to me to have it checked and to take credit for your notes. Again, this one you are given the radius of 3 and the lateral height of 11. So using that formula, surface area equals pi r squared plus pi times the radius times the lateral height to find this surface area of this cone. Don't forget to bring it up to me.